The biggest Tesla stock news of the year has just been confirmed and the stock market is surprised and there's a Tesla stock rally. Elon Musk is confirming the news by posting "Don't mess with Tesla." So here's what's going on. Tesla has won Beijing's approval to roll out its full self-driving FSD software in China, marking a major milestone for the company. Elon's visit to China has paid off. And remember this stupidity to say Tesla, Elon's got to go. Elon Musk is right. The electric car maker needs a radical shakeup and it should start with a new CEO. Gordon Johnson has a price target of $23 for Tesla stock. In the morning, Tesla stock was already up more than $23. That's because Tesla's about to double the potential number of FSD customers by adding China. We had so many worries earlier, but today, worry no more.
It's not an AI company, and Elon's made it clear he's not going to build AI at Tesla.
This is from March, not from March 10 years ago, but March 2024. Tesla spending $10 billion a year on AI is going to pay off big time. If you are enjoying this Tesla stock rally, click the like button right now. The Tesla stock panic sellers have a fair amount of egg on their face right now. It's not as if Elon just decided to pivot to AI last week. It's not as if V12 was an empty promise that we couldn't actually try firsthand. All this information was out there and we could actually experience it for ourselves. The stock was literally plummeting right at the moment when we could verify for ourselves that FSD had reached escape velocity. The near-term concerns were playing much too significant of a role in investors' headspace. We want to be adding when sentiment is low, not capitulating. Now, the craziest thing is the stock plunged because reports said Elon focused on robotaxi and now is surging because people are finding out what that actually means. And most people, I think, still don't get it. Omar clarifies, these Tesla panic sellers had egg and a lot of other stuff on their face this whole time. It's just that now more people can actually see it. And for the first time in a while, Tesla stock is actually within Gary Black's price target range. Anyone else feel it's bullish that Elon is working so hard for Tesla shareholders to ensure that he gets his 2018 compensation plan approved at the 2024 shareholder meeting? I've been saying for a while now that Elon Musk being so focused on Tesla is bullish for Tesla stockholders in the long term. So to me, that was obvious. It's just happening so quickly. Here says, we always felt that Elon would win overwhelming approval in the 2024 vote, but positive Q1 earnings call and now this China deal with Biden surely increases odds of approval. Only Elon Musk could get this China deal done so quickly, no other CEO. And of course, the whole Tesla China team is great. Elon did say so just now. Yeah, Farzan thinks that there's zero chance now that Elon's compensation package doesn't get approved by investors. I strongly disagree with that. Yes, we are having a crazy day. It's already up 17% and the day is not over yet. But for the vote to have 0% approval chance, I would say Tesla stock will need to reach all-time highs again. Until it does that, I think there's a pretty decent chance that many will say, oh, Elon, bad. But did the chances go up in Elon's favor? Absolutely 100% they just did. Now, the good news is Tesla has just filed its definitive proxy statement, which means voting has begun for Tesla's 2024 annual shareholder meeting. Instructions on how to vote are going to be pinned on my X profile at the top. It is really good, though, that voting starts on the day when Tesla stock surges big time. If Elon doesn't get the compensation package, many Tesla retail investors seem to think that Elon would not spend as much time on Tesla or maybe even leave Tesla in some capacity or develop AI products outside of Tesla. So if you vote against this compensation package, you are basically telling Elon, I do not want you as the CEO of Tesla. Get out of here. And Elon also holds grudges and he doesn't forget. And I don't want Elon to think that Tesla stockholders are his enemy. Elon is back and I want to keep it that way. And Morgan Stanley says even the smallest gesture of commitment and an announced trip to Beijing has elevated meaning here, combating concerns over Musk's commitment to Tesla relative to broader Musk ecosystem of companies. We would assume that Elon Musk's US national security clearance is higher than that of the typical American CEO due to his control of SpaceX and the range of missions it conducts with NASA, achieving a potential détente with the PRC on such areas as autonomous driving and FSD with its obvious national security sensitivity given its dual-purpose technology is surprising and deserves greater research and understanding. This is not just good news for us Tesla stock investors, but more on a global scale, this eases tensions to some degree between China and the US. Although a really skeptical person would say, oh, well, China just wants to take this technology away from Tesla and let everyone else use it in China. Oh, and look at what Morgan Stanley is saying here. It almost sounds to me like they might severely increase their Tesla stock price target after a few more developments. The ongoing large language models and AI revolution is in the early days of crossing over into robotics. LLM and robotics were long seen as vastly different areas of science, but there may be far more overlap in how the advancement of LLM accelerates the training and learning of the robot, whether it is a car-shaped robot or a human-shaped one. The AI brain is searching for its robot body, and the body is the vessel of the AI soul. Is Morgan Stanley saying that they are going to increase their Tesla stock price target later because they are going to include the Tesla bot in their valuation? Is that what we're getting at here? They are sort of hinting towards it, and if that's true, that would be pretty big news. When Morgan Stanley increases Tesla's price target, usually there's quite a bit of a rally. So investors pay close attention to what Morgan Stanley does. So Ron was right calling the Tesla bottom, and Elon says Ron is a very smart man with an outstanding track record for a long time. It is wise to listen to anyone who fits that description. Definitely listen to Elon Musk. I agree with Elon. Elon's out there doing impossible things, launching reusable rockets, electrifying the whole industry, and now getting FSD approval in China. What a man. I don't think there's any other American CEO who could have gotten this thing actually done. I don't quite know how Elon did it, how he convinced the Chinese, but here we go. And the market is just as surprised as I am. Tom Narayan from RBC maintains his $293 12-month Tesla stock price target. He already has some FSD built into his target. Now, Gary Black points out that Tesla's China FSD partner for mapping and navigation, Baidu, is already approved for fully autonomous robotaxis with its Apollo Go taxis in 6 large Chinese cities, with a goal of being in 65 Chinese cities by the end of 2025. So I am also not sure how that fits into this equation, says Gary. To date, Tesla has sold some FSD packages to Chinese customers. It's not a large number compared to the US, but it still is a number, and some of that revenue will now soon be able to be recognized by Tesla. Now, we also know that Elon Musk asked the Chinese officials if Tesla can transfer the data collected in China to the US to, I assume, train FSD better and faster. We don't know how that part specifically went, but it would be absolutely shockingly surprising and very positive for Tesla also if somehow Tesla could get that data out of China. So I assume Elon was told no, but after today, I'm not so sure. Either way, I'm pretty sure that Tesla has a pretty good solution to train FSD and launch it in China also. I mean, Elon is dedicating a lot of his time and brain power to solving this specific issue right now. He's going balls to the wall with autonomy, and we are seeing what that means now. And Tesla China has changed the description of FSD from to be launched later to coming soon. Now, some people will say that this whole rally today was driven just by FSD, but I wouldn't be so sure. I think a large portion of it is because of Tesla shorts being squeezed and having to close their positions, making the stock go up. We have seen this happen multiple times before. And we also learned that Tesla will be able to deploy its autonomous driving services on the basis of lane level navigation and mapping with the help of Baidu specifically. In China, Baidu is one of the 20 qualified suppliers with a key module for self-driving functions, according to Bloomberg. Here's also some important news. The CATL boss visited a hotel in Beijing where Elon Musk is currently staying. It was also reported that Tesla executives Tom Zhu and Grace Tao welcomed Zhang when he arrived. So we might hear about a new deal between CATL and Tesla soon. Yesterday, Elon Musk also expressed his love for China, saying, "We have a lot of Chinese fans and we have similar feelings. I'm a big fan of China." So Tesla is going to launch FSD, but when? Will it take months, 6 months, a year? When is it gonna happen? Well, FSD beta starts in China tomorrow, according to an email from Tesla to a Tesla FSD customer in China. Assuming that this is a real email, this is crazy good. the news today just keeps getting better and better and better. This is crazy. This is so fast. This is what balls to the wall means. In the meantime, NISA is opening an investigation into Ford's hand-free driving technology Blue Cruise after 2 fatal crashes. At least 2 people are dead because of the exaggerated capabilities. They literally marketed as hands-free driving? Yeah, they should put words like beta and supervised in the name. And this is really bullish for Tesla. Check this out. This is about FSD licensing. This is a vice chairman of Xiaomi, a company in China which is launching EVs. He traveled to the US to experience V12 FSD, and he is very impressed. And some of these Chinese companies do think forward a little bit more than American companies. So some of them are certainly going to have the foresight to license FSD from Tesla. So whatever you saw with supercharging and everyone adopting Tesla's charging standard, yeah, with FSD, not only are we going to have companies in the US adopting Tesla's charging standard, but you're going to have companies in China too, seems like, based on what we are seeing here. And if Elon Musk wanted to push the stock higher before voting ends against his compensation package, if he could somehow get 1 or 2 companies to license FSD, I think that would cause a big rally. And I think Elon clearly understands that, and I think he wants to get his compensation package reapproved. So likely he is working on that actively. Ray has a hot take. Tesla robotaxi may be mass deployed in China before it happens in the US? Counterintuitive, maybe, but given what's going on there, it's hard to rule out that prospect. Then the question is whether robotaxi vehicles will be made in Giga Shanghai. I incline to think so. No, I think robotaxis are more likely in the US just because Tesla's FSD team is in the US. There is a possibility that they may not be far apart. Yes, but I think Tesla is going after the US first. Unless the regulators are so incredibly against Tesla, I think that's the only way that happens. But I mean, there are multiple states in the US that allow FSD and robotaxis explicitly, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Here's some good news. The new AutoPark is going out to cars with ultrasonic sensors for the first time. Oh, and this is pretty cool. When a Tesla with ultrasonic sensors uses Tesla's new AutoPark feature, you can switch between standard park assist or just use Tesla Vision. Cameras only, no sensors. My vehicle has ultrasonic sensors, so I'm gonna try this out. Yeah, the new visualization looks quite a bit better. I do often, though, park in very tight spaces, so I'm not sure about the performance yet, but because Tesla is already giving people this option, performance should be pretty good already. Oh, and Omar shares some good news. The newest FSD version, which just came out, is a significant improvement compared to the last version, at least when going through yellow lights, because yeah, that just would break way too hard when it would see a yellow light. However, Omar does have one flaw that he wants to point out. It seeks to be way too differential to other cars and pedestrians. Could it be new versions, cautiousness, or something more? We shall see. We are also seeing mainstream finance journalists try FSD. And generally, he says that his experience was smooth, so he does seem pretty happy with it. He does have disengagements, but when Tesla releases 12.4 and 12.5, maybe he will have no more disengagements. His commute is 25 miles. And someone drove in San Francisco on FSD for 8 hours. And he says FSD works almost perfectly in San Francisco. Can't confirm everything Omar says. It's pretty easy to see how we get from here to robotaxi in a few more updates. Mind-blowing good. I'm almost tempted to jump in my car and drive from Vancouver to San Francisco to try it out. Oh, but it's 14.5 hours of uninterrupted driving. So maybe I'm gonna pass on that one for now. I might go to Sacramento again soon, so maybe I will drop into San Francisco at the same time, and I'll just get on a plane and just rent a Tesla there. And some of these edge cases are just mind-blowingly good. Look at this. The Tesla car just knows what this other car is gonna do. I mean, to us people, it's not a difficult case. Clearly the car is trying to do something, so you use caution, but For FSD to do that, yeah, that's just human-like. The US Supreme Court declined today to hear Elon Musk's bid to throw out part of a securities fraud settlement with the SEC restricting Elon's public statements about Tesla. Tesla has just released a list of new software items coming to Cybertruck. For example, this overland mode will have more consistent handling and better overall traction while driving on rock, gravel, deep snow, or sand, and multiple other things as well. One more. What's this? Tesla Semi's impressive performance on ice marks another major triumph. Okay, they are basically saying it performs well in cold weather, freezing weather. And because relatively speaking, the cabin is only so much bigger compared to a regular Tesla vehicle, but the batteries are much bigger in cold weather, not as much energy should be used for heating the cabin. Over the many years, Tesla has learned how to deal with cold in terms of managing batteries, so I don't think it's going to be a problem for the Semi. Oh wow, the Chinese tech giant Xiaomi has already built its 10,000th EV just 32 days into the start of production. Congratulations. What's going on here? Mercedes CEO says that the company has no plans to adopt next generation CarPlay from Apple, despite being touted by Apple as a partner. Gurgavin remains impressed with Tesla's FSD, but his buy price for Tesla stock remains at $85, and his 5-year Tesla stock price target is still $315. But this is based on his quick numbers on Tesla. I don't think he has done very deep research about Tesla. NIO begins public trials of its 150 kilowatt-hour semi-solid-state battery packs ahead of a full rollout. That's something to keep an eye on. Oh, this is a nice feature, especially if you park in a very tight space like a garage with a very low roof. You can now pause trunk openings. One of my friends actually did scratch his trunk because he parked in a tight space and he opened the trunk, and when he realized the height of the ceiling is a bit too low, he couldn't stop it. What to expect from Tesla stock tomorrow? Well, AJ analyzed Tesla's top 50 best trading days and the next day's performance, with the next day's performance down 27 and up 23 times out of 50, so it's almost a coin toss in terms of probability, but there's a slightly higher chance that the stock is going to be down tomorrow. But look at this. This is how much it goes up the first day, and this is what happens the second day. And on the days when it goes up the next day, it often goes up quite a bit more than how much it goes down. It's not always the case. For example, if you go back to 2020, but you do see days with significant gains the next day. And these are pretty common. Here's another one. So just counted 6 days of the stock going up another 9% or more after a big up day. But I can only see one day where the stock went down more than 9% in a single day after a big up day. So if I was a trader, I might be thinking about making a bet of the stock going up tomorrow. There's a higher chance it's going to go down tomorrow than up, but if it does go up, likely it's gonna go up quite a bit. Definitely not a guarantee though. I'm just talking probabilities based on what happened earlier here. I am not a trader, so I'm not going to do this, but this is something to think about if you are a trader. Of course, not financial advice. Ron Barron did call for the Tesla stock bottom, but AJ also called for the bottom, as well as Dan Ives. I covered that yesterday. And here's AJ's catalyst list for 2024. Cybertruck, of course, is here. He thinks the robotaxi unveiling is bullish. And it's only 100 days away now. Wow, that's so close. And number 8, leaks about the new lower cost vehicles road testing likely emerge no later than Q3 or Q4. Yeah, I think that would be fairly bullish because right now many people seem to think that only variants of the existing models will be released and not completely new models. So if we do see this, this is bullish. And then Optimus update videos. If Tesla actually shows us a task that regular workers do, and then the Optimus bot is demonstrated to do that same said task, that could be bullish. Quite bullish, actually. I'm not counting on that. I'm more focused on FSD, but if it happens, I'll be thrilled. AJ shared an update to Tesla vehicle inventory chart. Right now, it's at 28 days. And generally speaking, in the automotive industry, under 50 days is good, 60 to 7 days is average, and above 70 is oversupplied. So right now we are doing very well compared to other companies. AJ says, based on comments from Tesla's CFO on Q1 earnings call, I estimate that Tesla incurred a temporary negative auto margin impact of 0.6%, or $113 million due to Cybertruck and Fremont Model 3 ramp. And we know eventually that's going to go all away. So that's going to be good. Yesterday, these pictures emerged. Tesla is nearing its end. More than 400 Teslas, including 58 Cybertrucks, sitting unattended in an abandoned mall parking lot in suburban St. Louis. What's going on, Elon Musk? And there's a community note. This is an overflow lot for the St. Louis service center. These are mostly sold vehicles waiting for customer delivery. So this is not inventory. These are deliveries. Check this out. The more you look, the more evidence you find that Tesla was not alone in seeing a year-on-year vehicle sales reduction. This large Chinese automaker's Q1 deliveries dropped by 24%. Year over year. GAC's a state-owned automaker making nearly 2.4 million vehicles in the last 12 months. That's a pretty big deal. For my Canadian friends, this is how you vote. Regardless of where you live, make sure that you ask your institution, how do you vote? If they don't know, keep asking someone from your country. No matter where you live, there is a way to vote. I also reposted this on my Twitter timeline. Oh, AJ has a big prediction. Full disclosure, I think Uber will be one of the greatest disasters in corporate history due to their record cumulative lifetime cash burn. Uber won't be able to earn back in time before Tesla eats their lunch. Wow, this is a Honda EV design. It looks like from a computer from 2001. I'm being generous. Sawyer thinks it's from 1998. It does have almost 300 miles of range, though. Oh, and do you remember this? Bag holders need someone else to blame other than themselves. Elon has run out of tricks. We saw it first, says Ross Gerber. But what if I like my bag? I really like it. It's a nice bag, and it's a green bag. That's it for today's video. Make sure to click the like button so that we can make sure that there's no shadow ban on this channel. Here's another video from my other channel showing that it's only getting about half of the views it would normally get because my videos are only shown to about 50% of the regular viewers in the first few days. And then after the first 3 days, it does push it out a little bit more, but because it's no longer news, it's old, no one's interested. So I appreciate everyone clicking the like button. That really helps. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt Postius, and I will see you back in tomorrow's episode.